After finishing your video parts, it is time to build your own film. The first steps. Using the video merge tool on onlineconverter.com is a simple, step-by-step process. Here is how you can stitch your videos together. Using the video merge tool on onlineconverter.com is a simple, step-by-step process. Here is how you can stitch your videos together. Steps to merge videos. Visit the page, open the URL https www.onlineconverter.com merge video, https www.onlineconverter.com merge video, in your browser. Select Files. On the Merge Video page, look for the Choose File buttons. Click the first button to select the first video from your computer, then click the second button to select the second video. Note, if you wish to merge more than 2 videos, the site typically allows you to add additional files. Settings. Optional check to ensure the order of the files is correct. Keep in mind that for the best results, the videos should have the same format and resolution. Start merging. Click the Merge, or sometimes Convert, button. The server will begin uploading and processing your files. Download. Once the process is complete, the site will automatically offer you the option to download your newly merged video. Click the download link to save the new file to your computer. Important information. File size limit. Online converters generally have a maximum file size limit. This is displayed on the site, usually around 200 MB. If your videos exceed this, the site may return an error message. Format. It is recommended that both videos be in the same format, e.g., both .mp4, to ensure the process runs without errors. Internet connection. Since the entire process takes place in the cloud, depending on the size of the videos, uploading and converting may take several minutes. What type of videos are you looking to merge, and would you like to edit them further later on? Steps to merge videos. Visit the page. Open the URL https www.onlineconverter.com merge video, https www.onlineconverter.com merge video, in your browser. Select Files. On the Merge Video page, look for the Choose File buttons. Click the first button to select the first video from your computer, then click the second button to select the second video. Note, if you wish to merge more than 2 videos, the site typically allows you to add additional files. Settings. Optional check to ensure the order of the files is correct. Keep in mind that for the best results, the videos should have the same format and resolution. Start merging. Click the Merge, or sometimes Convert, button. The server will begin uploading and processing your files. Download. Once the process is complete, the site will automatically offer you the option to download your newly merged video. Click the download link to save the new file to your computer. Important information. File size limit. Online converters generally have a maximum file size limit. This is displayed on the site, usually around 200 MB. If your videos exceed this, the site may return an error message. Format. It is recommended that both videos be in the same format, e.g., both .mp4, to ensure the process runs without errors. Internet connection. Since the entire process takes place in the cloud, depending on the size of the videos, uploading and converting may take several minutes. What type of videos are you looking to merge, and would you like to edit them further later on? MSPGABOR2. Sirens of Red Sea. Prologue and Part 1. Plans, narrated music mystery. Prologue in 4 chapters. Chapter I, The Sacred Interruption. The first rays of the sun bled over the horizon, painting the ziggurat of Babylon in hues of molten gold. King Nabonidus stood before the golden altar of Marduk, the air thick with the scent of frankincense and charred offerings. He raised his hands, his lips forming the ancient incantations to ensure the prosperity of his empire. Just as he was about to offer the final libation, the heavy bronze doors to the sanctuary burst open. A servant, pale and trembling, stumbled into the sacred space, his eyes wide with unadulterated terror. Nabonidus spun around, his face a mask of cold fury. "By the gods, you fool!" he roared, his voice echoing off the limestone walls. "What madness possesses you to disrupt the king during the morning rites? For this transgression, your life belongs to the executioner." Chapter 2, The Abomination at the Marketplace. The servant fell to his knees, pressing his forehead against the cold floor. "My king, forgive me, but the city is in a state of chaos. A creature has emerged, a monstrosity that defies the laws of nature." He described a being that had crawled from the direction of the Red Sea, a creature with the torso and face of a man, yet limbs like a beast and a body encased in shimmering, iridescent scales. "It appeared in the marketplace, sire. The laborers have abandoned their work, the stalls are empty. The people gather in hushed awe. They say it speaks with the wisdom of the ancients. Some remember legends from your grandfather's time, but this one is different. It walked out of the depths of the ocean to walk among us." The people had already christened it Owens, for it had arrived from the vast, dark embrace of the sea. Chapter 3, The Oracle of the Deep. Owens sat in the center of the square, surrounded by a mesmerized crowd. It spoke with a voice like grinding stones beneath a waterfall, teaching the hungry masses the secrets of the hearth, which herbs brought life, how to cure meats, and how to master the flame to sustain the soul. It claimed that it must return to the abyss when the sun dipped below the earth, but until then, its wisdom was theirs to harvest. The king's frustration boiled over into suspicion. He signaled his captain of the guard, a man whose loyalty was matched only by his ruthlessness. "Bring this creature to the ziggurat," Nabonidus commanded, his eyes narrowing. "If it is a god, it shall bow to Marduk. If it is a demon, it shall burn." Chapter 4, The Secrets of the Sand. Surrounded by a ring of iron-clad spears, the creature reached the summit of the ziggurat. It did not cower before the Babylonian monarch, it stood with an unsettling, fluid grace. "I offer you a kingdom of paradise, Babylon, if only you have the ears to listen," Owens intoned. Nabonidus scoffed, gripping his scepter. "Why should I trust a creature that smells of brine and salt? What could you possibly know of the crown?" Owens smiled, revealing rows of sharp, pearlescent teeth. "I know the weight of your name, the scars of your past, and the crumbling fate of your future." The king's eyebrow arched in cynical challenge. "Are you merely a charlatan, some disguised stargazer?" He gestured to the ceiling of the secret chamber, where a unique glass roof, fashioned from refined Egyptian sand, allowed the king to map the movements of the heavens. Owens nodded slowly toward the sky. "Your grandfather understood the value of that glass, king. It was never just sand, it was the key to the stars. And I am the one who gave it to him." Part 1. The Plan. The Mediterranean sunset painted the balcony in shades of bruised purple and gold, but Gabber barely noticed. He was pacing, his hands tracing excited patterns in the air, his eyes locked onto Andy. She sat gracefully in a wicker chair, her violin case resting at her feet like a loyal pet. She was still smiling from his chaotic retelling of their recent brush with danger in the Aegean, a tale that involved a suspicious Greek ferry, a hidden Turkish cove, and a discovery that still made her skin prickle. "Andy, listen," Gabber urged, leaning over the railing. "The Aegean was just the prologue. The real thread, one that connects the myth to the machine, leads to Caesarea. Think about it. The Roman emperors, the dwarf kings, the shadows of Caesarion, they were playing with stolen fire. But the spark? The spark came from them." He tapped his phone screen, pulling up the notes he'd been obsessing over for weeks. We have to go. Caesarea, then Armenia. These aren't just myths, Andy. They are the record keepers of humanity. Andy laughed, a low, melodic sound that seemed to hum against the evening air. She reached out, catching his sleeve to steady his restless energy. You're impossible, Gabber. You talk about these ancient sirens as if they're waiting for us with a map. They aren't just sirens, he countered, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. Eusebius knew. He recorded what they gave us: the laws, the arts, the very foundations of civilization. If the underwater archaeology in Israel is finding what I think they're finding, we're looking at a technological footprint that shouldn't exist. He turned the screen toward her, pointing to the text he had spent days meticulously preparing. Look at this. This isn't poetry, it's a technical log. Then in the days of Ammonon, a creature called Idodion, having a composite form of human and fish, emerged from the Red Sea. After Ammonon, a Megalarus of Potibiblan reigned for 18 sars, and after him, the shepherd Daeonus of Potibiblan reigned for 10 sars. In his days, 4 hybrid beings, in Armenian, Juskaperik, again emerged from the Red Sea, of the same human fish type as Idodion. Then Edovanchus, of the city of Potibiblan, reigned for 18 sars. In his reign, another human fish creature emerged from the Red Sea, who was called Oticon. It says that they all originated from Oans, and describes them concisely, one by one. It happened that in the first year, within the borders of Babylon, a formidable creature emerged from the Red Sea, who was named Oans. As Apollodorus writes in his book, this creature had the entire body of a fish. Yet, attached to the head of the fish was another proper human head, and at the tail were a pair of human feet, and he could speak in a human tongue. The image likeness of Oans has survived to this day. Furthermore, it states that this creature spent the day among men, completely abstaining from any kind of food, teaching men letters and the techniques of various arts, including the building of cities and temples, the knowledge of laws, the nature of weights and measures, how to gather seeds and fruits. Indeed, he taught humanity everything that is necessary for daily life on earth. From that time on, no one individual has discovered anything more. Now, when the sun set, the creature Oans returned again to the sea, remaining in the vast expanse of waters until morning. Thus, he lived the life of an amphibian. Furthermore, they say that Oans wrote about deeds and virtues, bestowing words and wisdom upon humanity. The account extends from the report of Oans to Belus, for more than 40 myriads. During the reign of Almelin, a second Anidistus emerged from the sea. He was a creature like Oans, having the appearance of a demigod hero. Andy read the lines slowly, the ancient words casting a strange, heavy silence over the balcony. She looked back at Gabber, her expression softening from amusement to something more thoughtful. You truly believe it, she said quietly. That they were something else. Not gods, but technicians? I believe they left a trail, Gabber insisted, his eyes shining. And if we go to Caesarea, if we look at those submerged ruins, maybe we won't just find broken marble. Maybe we find the proof that they didn't just teach us how to build temples, they taught us how to build better. Andy stood up, her hand resting on the violin case, her gaze drifting toward the horizon where the sea met the sky. A sea palace, she mused, a small, adventurous spark igniting in her eyes. If you're right, Gabber, if they really were using robots to build our history, then finding it would be worth any amount of danger. She looked at him and smiled, the kind of smile that meant he had already won. Book the tickets. But if we find a mechanical siren, you're the one talking to it. Dash. Historical context source. Which chapter is this from? The quotes are taken from Book I of the Chronicon, Chronicle, by Eusebius of Caesarea, titled Caldeorum Historia or Chronographia. The text is essentially Eusebius quoting the writings of the Babylonian priest Berosus, which he accessed through the Greek historian Apollodorus. Why did it survive in an Armenian translation? The original Greek version of Eusebius' Chronicon, written around 325 AD, was lost over the centuries. However, the work survived in two crucial forms. Armenian translation, the Versio Armeniaca, produced in the 6th century, is considered a much more faithful reflection of the original Greek text. Saint Jerome's Latin translation, Jerome adapted and expanded the work for Western readers. Until the 19th century, scholars primarily knew the work through the incomplete Latin fragments. A clearer picture emerged only when the Armenian manuscripts were brought to Europe. This is why scholars often refer to the Armenian translation. The term Juskaperik, meaning hybrid or monster-like beings, remains preserved specifically in this source, capturing Eusebius' attempt to document the Babylonian accounts as recorded by Berosus.
Ez a tenger, Cezarea, hallod a szirén énekét, csak a szél és a tenger.
MSP Gabber 2. Sirens of Red Sea. Part 2. Heracles through Viber. The journey begins. Narrated music mystery. Viber conversation. Gabber, Prof. You won't believe it, me girlfriend finally agreed. We're booking the trip to Caesarea next month. And I've been looking at the maps. If we're already there, it's practically a hop over to Tyre. I have to see where it all started, where Melkart stood. It's like tracing the literal footsteps of the myths we talked about. Prof. Slow down, young man. Caesarea is beautiful, but you're talking about crossing into the deep waters of history, not just a weekend getaway. You know how these archetypes like to pull people in. Gabber, I can't help it. The connection between Enmerker's walls and Melkart's foundation in Tyre is too perfect. It's all part of that same Eurican expansion, isn't it? I just want to stand where that transition happened, back in 2750 BCE. Prof, you are enthusiastic, I'll give you that. But remember, Gabber, these stories are cautionary tales for a reason. Whether you're looking at the Qumran cycle or the rise of Gilgamesh, you're dealing with the volatile cost of divine favor. You go digging into the past, into the shadow of Qumran or the hubris of the Uruk king sand, you might find the double-edged gift more real than you bargained for. Gabber, haha, I'll take my chances. If it's good enough for the heroes, it's good enough for me. Prof, just remember that Gilgamesh and Heracles paid high prices for their glory. Don't let your curiosity turn into a reenactment of the Song of Oli Kumi. Take photos, enjoy the Mediterranean, but keep your feet on solid, modern ground. The ancient gods like to play games with those who try to map their secrets too closely. Gabber, understood, Prof. I'll keep the divine rebellion to a minimum. See you when I get back.
Hey man, yeah, it's summer. Charts are open on the table, currents looking favorable. You see the dolphins jumping on the bow. I think we're finally leaving here right now. Just endless blue. Yeah, I'll see you out there soon.
Emlékszel Cizareára? Még most is hallom a tengert. Aha, tenger, olyan, mintha Heraklesz építette volna.
Végtelen, mint a nyár, néha visszamennék.
Csak a hangok maradtak, meg a végtelen romantikus szíj.